But I want to highlight this point, and that point is just because a black person is in a position of leadership does not mean they will be beneficial for black people. And also, simply voting for someone because we assume that they are black hasn't worked either. So if politicians can expect almost 100% of our vote, then I think they should give us something, because we already know, based on history, they'll look out for everyone else. Now, the premise of her video is for Joe Biden to pick a black VP so that black people will vote for Joe Biden. And that black VP she was talking about was Kamala Harris. She actually called her a sister. And she calls her a sister because she's not going to relate to her on an American black level. She's going to relate to her because Kamala Harris's father is Jamaican and Amanda Seales' mother is from Grenada. And Amanda Seales actually has dual citizenship with Grenada. So Amanda Seales is going to look at Kamala in a whole different light. So a black person or an African American person is going to qualify for reparations. Black was given to the descendants of slaves, and so was African American. They were given to the descendants of American slaves. So technically, if you don't qualify for reparations, you are not black or African American. And by the way, Kamala, out of her own admission, states that she is Indian.
Listen, the reason why we need a black VP is because in order for this person to win, Joe Biden, black people got to vote. And the reality is there is nothing exciting about Joe Biden that's going to make black people vote. We need a sister. That's it. It's not any deeper than that.
And this is why I urge people to actually listen to what people are saying in context. What she's saying in context is black people are not going to vote for a candidate that's not exciting, which means black people don't really care about something that's below the surface. Black people only care about their emotions being appeased. And then she says, so we need a sister, which means black people only care about being excited and seeing someone else black. Black people are not informed, and black people do not care about policies. In other words, what she's saying is that black people don't think.
I know a lot of y'all are super smart. You're super informed. You're going to be like, but Amanda, don't but Amanda me. It's very basic. In order to ignite the voter base that needs to be ignited, we need to have a candidate that they can relate to. This is not about policy and pontification at this point. It's really just about marketing to the constituency that we need.
So now she makes a separation between the regular black people and the super smart black people. So she tells the super smart black people to just do what she says. She tells them to abandon their intelligence, abandon their research, abandon their actual knowledge on politics and policies, and just listen to her and just endorse Joe Biden. This is how she really feels about black people. And if many of us paid attention when we listen to these people talk on TV, you can hear how they actually feel about you and I. Most people don't respect black voters. And specifically, most celebrities or entertainers or athletes don't respect black voters. They never want black voters to actually focus on policies. They want black voters to focus on emotions. How do black people actually relate to Kamala? Besides them thinking her name is Kamala, besides her going to a HBCU, and besides her being a part of a black sorority, how do black people actually relate to Kamala Harris? Most black people in America's parents aren't from Jamaica or India. Most black people in America didn't go to middle school and high school in Canada. Most black people in America haven't reached this level in politics. So how actually do black people relate to Kamala Harris?
At the very least, get us in the very best place to reverse all the fuckery that got down to get us in this place in the first place. I just said place a lot.
And what place are we in America? Please tell me, what place are we in America? Because when I go to the numbers have been consistently bad for black people. So what place are we in America? Show me in policy the place we are in America. Show me the policies that have America in the place that it's in. Show me how it's so bad for us right now in America. You see, the rhetoric is the country's in a bad shape, but nobody's put that into context. The country's in a bad place. The country is divided. America has never been more divided. And it's just not true. America has always been segregated. America has always been segregated, even when America integrated. All America integrated was the black talent, the black resource, and the black dollar into the U.S. economy. But the people have always remained segregated. America has always been divided. We can go down the list. White neighborhood, black neighborhood, Jewish neighborhood, Asian neighborhood, Hispanic neighborhood, Indian neighborhood. We can go down the list. Everybody stays with their own people. And studies say that America is more segregated now than it was before integration. And that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. America has always been segregated. It's just gotten worse. And it's gotten worse because the wealth gap keeps increasing and black people keep getting poor. But let me stay on topic and get back to Amanda.
And we got these like old school Democrats like Nancy Pelosi and Clyburn saying like, oh, it doesn't matter if we have a black VP. No, you don't matter. And that's what we have to remember. It's time for these folks to go. They get an ushering out.
What is a black VP going to do? What power does a vice president have? Again, this is all emotional manipulation. This is all propaganda. What Amanda Seals is doing is no different than what all of the Democrats do all the time, which is try to appeal to your emotions. Nobody is talking about policy.
You remember I came on here talking about how Grenada, they was trying to do some wild shit and implement some dictatorial shit. Listen, folks wasn't letting that go down. The old heads, they're like, oh yeah, keep Mitchell, keep Mitchell, keep Mitchell. Nah, the younger folks and the middle folks was like, fuck that. And guess what happened? That bill did not pass because the reality is that our voices really do work. They do. We just got to do the work.
If you ask her the difference between voters in Grenada and black voters in America, she will tell you. She will speak highly of the voters in Grenada and she won't speak highly of the voters in America. Excuse me, the black voters. And we know this because she's literally telling you not to think. What bill didn't pass? Never mind.
I do the work.
Hey, I'm reloaded.
All I'm saying is there comes a point where as a realist, your individual ideals have to shift sometimes for the ideal best option for the group. That's where we're at. So I don't want to hear about everybody's individual ideals.
Now right here we have the group think model. The group think model says that everybody should be thinking the exact same way to achieve or reach a common goal. So what she's saying is if you are informed and you have information that could possibly be beneficial for the black voter, don't say anything, just jump in the group and have the same thoughts as everybody else. Joe Biden is not qualified to be president. And on the other hand, she's saying, but if he gets a black VP, we should vote for him. Then on the other hand, she's saying, no matter what he gets, we have to still vote for him. Then on the other hand, she's saying, we have to come together and get Trump out of office. I told you all years ago, I saw a problem with making Donald Trump the face of racism. Because what you're doing is you're putting all of the ills of America on one man who's only been in office for 4 years. So the whole system of racism in America clearly can't be Donald Trump's fault. But if you can get the average person to believe that it is, then the average person will think if Donald Trump is gone, then America is a better place. And America is less racist. And that system of oppression, systemic and systematic racism, that system is no longer here because Donald Trump is gone. So now the average person is not concerned with policy. The average person is just celebrating because Donald Trump is no longer in office. So now when America is its normal racist self, you can just say, oh, that's left over from the last administration. And again, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is not racist. I'm simply saying he is not the face of racism. If you want to get technical, the American flag is the face of racism. Or anyone telling you that you aren't black if you don't vote for them, or a black person in a leadership position being against reparations for black people, but for reparations for everyone else.
Black Americans chained and whipped and hanged, spit on for trying to sit at lunch counters, beaten for trying to vote. If anyone had a right to believe that this democracy did not work and could not work, it was those Americans.
Or a black person of influence telling black voters not to think and just focus on feeling good about who's in office.
In order for this person to win, Joe Biden, black people gotta vote. And the reality is there is nothing exciting about Joe Biden that's gonna make black people vote. We need a sister. That's it. It's not any deeper than that. I know a lot of y'all are super smart. You're super informed. You're going to be like, but Amanda, don't but Amanda me.
Amanda Seales is like 99% of all the entertainers out there. They don't want black people to think because no one really values a black person's thoughts. People value black bodies. People value black labor. People value the black dollar. But people don't actually value the minds of black people unless they've taken over those minds and used those minds for their benefit. But nobody, for the most part, supports an independent black thought. Amanda Seales doesn't want you to think, and she'll get praised for it. I'll tell you all to think and form your own opinion and have your own mind, and I'll get condemned for it. The only problem is, in the end, one of us will have given you great advice, and the other one of us will have given you terrible advice.
So I don't want to hear about everybody's individual ideals. I want to hear about what is the best option for the most people. And unfortunately right now, that is Joseph Biden, which sucks. But I'm a realist. So whether it sucks or not, it's the real.
These people don't care about black people. They care about the idea of black people. And the idea of black people is confinement in a box. The real essence of black people extends even beyond the word black. The real essence of us is vast like the universe. So most of them want us to stay inside that box because outside of that box, they all become irrelevant.
I think that today you could point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has been betrayed Negroes, who has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals.
Wait for it. Free Blanche. Get money. Go.